ኦኬ ውድ ተማሪዎች እንኳን ወደ አሊ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል በሰላም መጣችሁ። ዛሬም ከቤዚክ ኢኮኖሚክስ ከምዕራፍ 1 እስከ ምዕራፍ 3 ካሉት 100 ኤግዛም ኩዌስችን 100 የፈተና ጥያቄዎች ከነመልሳቸው እንደዛውም ከነ ኤክስፕላኔሽን ከነ መግለጫቸው እየቀርባለሁ። ሶ our today's tutorial is on basic economics 100 exam question from unit 1 to unit 3 on basic economics or 100 multiple choice question from basic economics tutorial in Amharic. So don't forget ይሄን ቪዲዮ የምታበት ጊዜ VPN ወይ ደግሞ ሲፎን ማከፈት እንዳትረሱ። VPN ከፍታችሁ ካያችሁ ጥሩ ኳሊቲ ያለው ቪዲዮ ስለምታገኙ VPN በማክፈት እንድታዩ በአክብሮት ጠይቃችኋለሁ። እንደዛውም አሊ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ አሊ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል ቤተሰብ ሁኑ። ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ ካደረጋችሁ እኔ የሚለቁትን ነገር ቶሎ እናንተ ጋር ስለሚደርስ ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ አሊ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል ቤተሰብ ሁኑ። So let us start our tutorial on basic economics 100 exam question with answer from unit 1 up to unit 3. Instructions are that choose the best answer for question from the given alternatives. ትእዛዙ ምን ይላል? ትክክለኛ የሆነ መልስ ለጥያቄዎች በመምረጥ መልሱ ይላል። Question number 1, what is the study of how individuals and the society make decisions about ways to use scarce resources to fulfill unlimited human wants? አንደኛ ጥያቄ በግለሰብ ወይ በህብረተሰብ ሊሚትድ የሆነው ሪሶርስ ለአንሊሚትድ ሁማን ዋንት እንዴት ማሟላት እንዳለባቸው የሚያጠና የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be A, economics. Means that economics deals with how individuals and the society allocate scarce resources to meet their unlimited wants. Question number 2, which of the following is the central aim of economics? ሁለተኛ ጥያቄ ከመከተሉት ውስጥ ዋና የኢኮኖሚክስ ዓላማ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be B, to efficiently use scarce resources. Means that the main aim of economics is to use limited resources in the most efficient way possible to maximize satisfaction. Question number 3, which of the following is considered a scarce resource? ከመከተሉት ውስጥ የሚያልቅ ሪሶርስ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C, land. Means that land with along with labor, capital, entrepreneurship are scarce economic resource. ስለዚህ መሬት፣ የሰው ኃይል፣ ካፒታል እና entrepreneurship የምንላቸው የሚያልቁ ሪሶርስ ናቸው ማለት ነው። Question number 4, what is the best alternative for gun when making choice known as? አንድ ሰው የተለያዩ ነገሮችን ለማድረግ የሚያደርገው የመጀመሪያ ምርጫ ምን ላይ ዲፔንድ ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be B, opportunity costs. Means that opportunity cost is the value of next best alternative that forgone when decision is made. Question number 5, in economics, what is meant by the term marginal? Economics ውስጥ marginal የሚለው ቃል ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be D, additional. Means that marginal refers to additional or extra amount such as marginal cost or marginal benefit. Question number 6, which of the following is the main focus of macroeconomics? ስድስተኛ ጥያቄ ከመከተሉት ውስጥ ዋነኛው የማይክሮ ኢኮኖሚክስ ፎከስ የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C, individual economics unit. Means that macroeconomics studies the behavior and the decision of individuals economic units such as consumer and firms. ስለዚህ በግለሰብ ደረጃ ስለ ኢኮኖሚ የሚያጠና ኢኮኖሚክስ ማይክሮ ኢኮኖሚክስ ይባላል ማለት ነው። Question number 7, what is the main problem that economists seek to address? ዋነኛው ችግር ኢኮኖሚክሶች ለመፍታት የሚጥሩ የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be A, scarce of resource. Means that economics seeks to address the problem of limited resource and how to allocate them efficiently. Question number 8, from the following, who is considered as the father of modern economics? ከመከተሉት ውስጥ የሞደርን ኢኮኖሚክስ አባት ተብሎ የሚታወቅ የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C, Adam Smith. Means that Adam Smith is often regarded as a father of modern economics, known as for his work The Wealth of Nation. Question number 9, what does the production possibility frontier illustrate? production possibility frontier ምን ያሳያል ይላል። So that should be D, the maximum combination of goods and service. Means that the production possibility frontier shows the maximum output of combination of goods and service that can be produced with available resource and possible for economy given it is resource and technology. Question number 10. What is the term for additional satisfaction or utility gained from consuming one more unit of goods and service? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የትኛው አዲሽናል ሳቲስፋክሽን የሚሞላ ወይ ደግሞ ጭማሪ እቃዎችን ወይ ደግሞ አገልግሎትን ጭማሪ የምናገኝበት በምን እንጠራለን ወይ ምን ይባላል? So that should be B, marginal utility. Means that marginal utility refers to the additional satisfaction gained from consuming extra unit of a goods or service. Question number 11. Which economic system is based on the supply and the demand with little and or no government intervention? ከኢኮኖሚክ ሲስተምስ ውስጥ መንግስት በትንሽ ወይ ደግሞ ሙሉ በሙሉ መንግስት የማይገባበት መንግስት ኢንተርቬንሽን የሌለው የኢኮኖሚክ ሲስተም ስርዓት የትኛው ምን ይባላል? So that should be A, market economy. Means that market economy relies on the supply and demand to allocate resource with minimal government intervention. Question number 12. In economics, what is the term situation where quantity demanded equals to quantity supplied? በኢኮኖሚ ውስጥ አቅርቦትና ፍላጎት እኩል የሚሆንበት ከሆነ ይሄ ሲቹዌሽን ኢኮኖሚክ ውስጥ ምን ይባላል? So that should be C, equilibrium. Means that equilibrium occurs when quantity demanded equals with quantity supplied, resulting in stable market price. Question number 30. Which of the following is not factor of production? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የፕሮዳክሽን ፋክተር ያልሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be D, money. ፋክተር ኦፍ ፕሮዳክሽን የምንላቸው መሬት፣ ሰው ኃይል፣ ካፒታል እና ኢንተርፕረነርሺፕ ሲሆኑ ግን ገንዘብ money is not factor for production, it is a medium of exchange. ስለዚህ ገንዘብ ዕቃ መለዋወጫ ነው እንጂ factor of production አይደለም ማለት ነው። Question number 40. Which of the following is common characteristics of monopoly? 14ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ዋነኛው የሞኖፖሊ ገበያ ባህሪ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be B, one firm controlling the entire market. Means that monopoly market የምንለው ውስጥ አንድ ነጋዴ ሁሉም ገበያን የሚቆጣጠር ከሆነ አንድ ዕቃውን ሁሉ ገበያ ውስጥ የሚገኝ ከሆነ ይሄ ሞኖፖሊ ማርኬት ተብሎ ይጠራል ማለት ነው። Question number 50. Which of the following is the role of central bank in economy? 15ኛ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ዋነኛው የሴንትራል ባንክ ስራ የሆነው ኢኮኖሚ ውስጥ የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be D, to regulate bank system. Means that the central bank manages country's monetary policy, regulating banking system and control money supply. Question number 60. Which of the following is primary goal of fiscal policy? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የዋነኛው የፋይናንስ ዓላማ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be C, to achieve economic growth. Means that the fiscal policy aims to influence economic activity, promote growth and maintain stability of through government spending and taxation. Question number 70. What does the term inflation refers in economic definition? By economic definition, inflation ወይ ደግሞ የገባ ግብሸት የዋጋ ግብሸት ኢኮኖሚክ ዴፊኒሽን ምን ማለት ነው ላል? So that should be B, increase in overall level of prices. ስለዚህ የይቃው የሁሉም ነገር ዋጋው ከተጨመረ ይሄ ኢንፍሌሽን ወይ ደግሞ የገበያ ግብሸት ይባላል ማለት ነው። Means that inflation is the sustained increase in general price level of goods and service in economy over a time. Question number 80. Which of the following is the meaning of economic efficiency? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የኢኮኖሚክ ኤፊሺየንሲ ፍቺ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል? So that should be B, maximizing output with given resource. Means that economic efficiency involves producing the maximum possible output with the available resource. Question number 90. Black space is a framework developed to explain the observed phenomena based on the set of basic rules and assumptions. ባዶ ቦታ ፍሬምወርክ ሲሆን እሱም ስለ ኦብዘርቬሽን ፌኖሜና እና ቤዚክ rule እና assumption የሚገልጽ ነው ይላል so that should be a theory means that a theory is economic is a framework developed to explain observed phenomena based on the set of basic rules and assumption question number 20 what does a theory help us understand economy economy ውስጥ theory ምን እንድንረዳ ይረዳናል ወይ ደግሞ ይጠቅመናል so that should be cause and effect relationship ስለዚህ ኢኮኖሚ ውስጥ theory የሚጠቅመን ምንድነው cause እና effect relationshipአቸውና እንድናውቅ ያደርገናል ማለት ነው question number 21 which one of the following known as simplified representation of real situation created using meaningful and content assumption ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ አንዱ simplified በጣም simplified representation real situation የሆነውና created meaningful እና content assumption ያለው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be a economic models means that economic models are simplified representation of real situation created using meaningful and consistent assumptions question number 22 on which one of the following economic models are evaluated ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ economic model ምን ላይ evaluated ይደረጋል ይላል so that should be based on predictive accuracy means that economic models are evaluated based on the assumptions generality simplicity and how well they predict phenomena question number 23 what is the major problem caused by scarcity in economics ዋነኛው ጉዳት scarcity economy ውስጥ የሚያመጣው ምንድነው ይላል so that should be see what how and for whom to produce ስለዚህ ዋናዎች የኢኮኖሚ ፕሮብሌሞች የምንገልጽበት እነኚህን questionዎችን ተጠቅመን ማወቅ እንችላለን ማለት ነው means that scarcity of resource creates major economic problems what how and how for whom to produce question number 24 which of the following is the primary focus of positive economics ከመከተሉት ውስጥ ዋነኛው positive economics የሚያጠና ወይ ደግሞ ፎከስ የሚያደርገው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be the specific statement that is verified ስለዚህ positive economics የሚያጠናው specific የሆነ statement እና እውነተኛ ሊሆን የሚችለው ነገሮችን verified ሊሆኑ የሚችሉ reference ፋክቶችን ያጠናል ማለት ነው question number 25 which of the following approach involves value of judgment and opinions ከሚከተሉት approaches value judgment እና opinion ላይ depend የሚሆን የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be normative economics means that normative economics involves someone's opinion or value judgment about an economic issues question number 26 which of the following explain what theory demand state is ከመከተሉት ውስጥ የtheory demand state የሚያደርገው explain የሚያደርገው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be C when price increase the quantity demanded decrease means that the theory of demand states that all else being equal when price of product increase the quantity demanded decrease question number 27 which approach deals with what is what was and what will be ከሚከተሉት approaches ስለ ምንድነው ሚሊዮናል ወደፊት ደግሞ ምንድነው የሚሉን ጥያቄዎችን የሚያጠና የትኛው ይላል so that should be a positive economics means that positive economics provide a statement about what is what was and what will be rather than what should be question number 28 which of the following the primary focus of microeconomics ከሚከተሉት ዋነኛው የማይክሮኢኮኖሚክስ የሚያጠናው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be the study of economy as a whole ስለዚህ ማይክሮ በኤምኤ የሚጀምረው ኢኮኖሚ አጠቃላይ የሚያጠና ነው ማለት ነው ግን በኤምኤ የሚጀምር ከሆነ በኢንዲቪጁዋል ሌቨል ነው ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ማይክሮ ኢኮኖሚክስ examine the economy as a whole including total saving investment and employment question number 29 what does theory consumer choice assume about consumers ስለዚህ theory consumers ስለ consumer ምርጫዎችን ምን ይላል so that should be the consumer is rational to maximize satisfaction means that the theory assumes that consumer makes choice to maximize their level of satisfaction in a rational manner question number 30 what are the two approaches to analyze consumer decision making the consumeroችን የራሳቸው መደምደም አለ ለማድረግ አናላይዝ የሚያደርጉ ሁለቱ አፕሮቾች ምን ይባላሉ ይላል so that should be a cardinal and ordinal utility approaches means that the two approaches to analyze consumer decision making are cardinal and ordinal utility approaches. Question number 31, which approach assumes that utility is measurable like money or commodity? ከሚከተሉት አፕሮቾች ውስጥ ዩቲሊቲ measured የሚሆነው ነው የሚለው እንደ ገንዘብና እንደ ኮሞዲቲ ማቆጠር እንችላለን የሚለው የትኛው አፕሮች ነው ይላል so that should be B cardinal utility approach means that cardinal utility approach assumes that utility or satisfaction of each commodity is measurable when example money is the most convenient measurement of utility. Question number 32, which of the following is concept of utility in economics ከመከተሉት የዩቲሊቲ ኮንሰፕት የሆነ ኢኮኖሚክስ ውስጥ የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be D the satisfaction obtained from commodity means that the utility refers to the satisfaction or enjoyment derived from consumption of goods and service. Question number 33, which one of the following is strict preference in consumer behavior ከመከተሉት ውስጥ የስትሪክት preference in consumer behavior የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be A choosing one bundle over another means that strict preference means that consumer definitely prefers one bundle over another. Question number 34, blank space is refers to a consumer prefers basket A to basket B and to basket C then consumer also prefer A to C. ስለዚህ ይሄን ቦታ ባዶ ቦታ ላይ ሊገባ የሚችለው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be C transitivity means that transitivity is refers to consumer prefers basket A to basket B and basket to basket C then consumer also prefer A to C. Question number 35, what happens to marginal utility according to the law of diminishing marginal utility and diminishing marginal utility ህግ marginal utility ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be D it decreases means that according to the law of marginal diminishing utility marginal utility decreases as quantity consumed commodity increases. Question number 36, what is the equilibrium condition for consumer consuming single goods consumer and single good የሚጠቀም ከሆነ equilibrium condition ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be C marginal utility of X is equal to the price of X means that the equilibrium condition occurs when marginal utility of good is equal to its prices market prices means that marginal utility of X is equal to the price of X. Question number 37, what is the assumption of rationality of consumer in cardinal utility theory በcardinal utility theory ውስጥ የrationality of consumer ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል so that should be B consumer aim to maximize their satisfaction means that the assumption is that consumer are rational and aim to maximize their satisfaction given their limited budget or income. Question number 38, which of the following is referred to the total satisfaction or consumer gets from consuming specific quantities of a commodity ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ total satisfaction of consumer ከአንድ specific quantity የሚያገኘው ከኮሞዲቲ የሚያገኘው የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be B total utility means that total utility refers to the total satisfaction of consumers get from consuming a specific quantity of commodity. Question number 39, what does constant marginal utility of money mean in cardinal utility theory በcardinal utility theory ውስጥ constant marginal utility of money ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል so that should be B money utility remains constant regardless income means that this assumption means that the utility derived from money does not change with the level of income money utility remains constant regardless the income. Question number 40, which of the following is the main objective of consumer according to the theory of consumer behavior in the consumer behavior theory ዋነኛው የኮንሱመር ኦብጀክቲቭ ሜን ኦብጀክቲቭ አንድ ዋነኛው ዓላማው ከመከታተሉት የተኛው ነው ይላል so that should be A, to maximize utility. Means that the main objective is to maximize the level of satisfaction or utility. Question number 41. Question number 41. What does the term more is better than less imply in consumer behavior? በኮንሱመር ቢሄቪየር ውስጥ more is better than less ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? ይሄ ምን ያሳያል ይላል። So that should be D, consumer prefer more of any goods to less. Means that it implies that consumer always prefer having more of a goods to less, assuming good is desirable. Question number 42. What is weak preference in consumer behavior? Consumer behavior ውስጥ weak preference ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be A, indifference between two bundles. Means that weak preference means that consumer is indifferent between two bundles. Question number 43. What does utility is subjective mean? Utility subjective ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be B, utility varies from person to person. ስለዚህ የሰው አጠቃቀም ከሰው ወደ ሰው ይለያያል ማለት ነው። Means that subjective utility means the level of satisfaction derived from a product can differ between individuals. Question number 44. Which of the following is the purpose of measuring utility in economics? 44ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ዩቲሊቲ ኢኮኖሚክስ ውስጥ ዩቲሊቲ ሜጀር ማድረግ ጥቅሙ ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be D, to understand consumer preference. Means that measuring utility helps economists to understand consumer satisfaction and preference, which in turn influence demand. Question number 45. What is the relationship between total utility and the marginal utility? 45 ጥያቄ የቶታል ዩቲሊቲ እና ማርጂናል ዩቲሊቲ ሪሌሽንሺፓቸው ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be A, marginal utility is derivative of total utility. Means that marginal utility is the additional utility obtained from consuming an extra unit of a goods, and it is the slope of total utility curve. Question number 46. Which of the following represent utility function of consumer? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ utility function of consumer represent የሚያደርግ የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C, a function representing consumer preference. Means that utility function represents consumer preference and satisfaction obtained from consuming different quantity of a goods. Question number 47. Which of the following is the necessary condition for maximizing utility? Utility maximize ለማድረግ ከሚከተሉት የትኛው necessary condition ሊሆን ይችላል ይላል። So that should be D, marginal utility per price is equal for all goods. Utility is maximized when marginal utility of commodity divided by the price is equal to the all commodity. Question number 48. Which of the following is the purpose of cardinal utility approach? ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ cardinal utility approach ጥቅም የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be B, to measure utility in absolute terms. Means that cardinal utility approach assumes that utility can be measured in absolute terms like weight or money using unit called utils. Question number 49. What does marginal rate of substitution measure? Marginal rate of substitution ምን measure ያደርጋል ወይ ምን ይሰፍራል ይላል። So that should be D, the number of units of one commodity. Means that measure of marginal rate of substitution measures the number of units of one commodity that must be given up to obtain more of another commodity while maintaining the same level of satisfaction. Question number 50. Which of the following curve showing various combination of two goods that provide the same level of satisfaction? ከሚከተሉት ካርቦች ውስጥ various combination of two goods የሚያሳይና እነሱ የሚሰጡ satisfaction ተመሳሳይ የሆነን የሚያሳየው ካርብ የትኛው ይላል። So that should be A, indifference curves. Means that an indifference curve represents combination of two goods that yield the same utility to the consumers. Question number 51. Why do indifference curve have negative slope? Indifference curve ለምን negative slope ይኖረዋል ይላል። So that should be D, because the total utility of consumer remain constant. Means that indifference curve are negatively sloped because the total utility of consumer remains constant, or to maintain the same level of satisfaction, an increase in one commodity must be accompanied by decrease in another. Question number 52. What does it mean for indifference curve to be concave to the origin as we move from along the curve. Curve ላይ ስንሄድ indifference curve origin ላይ concave ለምን ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be A. The slope of indifference curve decreases. Means that indifference curve to be concave to the origin means that the slope of indifference curve decreases as we move along the curve. Question number 53. A line showing the various combination of two goods that consumer can afford with a given income and price is called. ከም ከተሉት ላይኖች ወይ መስመሮች ሁለት ኮምቢኔሽን ያለው መስመር የሚያሳይ መስመር እና ኮንሱመር አፎርድ የሚያደርጉ ኢንካም እና ፕራይስ ምን ይባላል? So that should be a budget line. Budget line represent all possible combination of two goods that consumer can purchase a given income and a price of a goods. Question number 54. What does the slope of budget line represent? The budget line ላይ ስሎፑ ምን represent ያደርጋል ይላል። So that should be B. The ratio of price of two goods. Means that the slope of budget line represents the ratio of price of two goods or the rate at which one good can be exchanged for another, which is the ratio of their prices. Question number 55. What is the relationship between marginal utility and the marginal rate of substitution? Marginal rate of substitution እና marginal utility ያላቸው relationship ምንድን ነው ይላል። So that should be C. Marginal rate of substitution is the ratio of marginal utility of x to marginal utility of y. Means that marginal rate of substitution is related to marginal utilities of two goods, marginal utility of x and marginal utility of y, or the marginal rate of substitution is the ratio of marginal utility of x to marginal utility of y. Means that by formula marginal utility of x and y is equal to marginal utility of x over marginal utility of y. Question number 56. Which of the following is the shape of indifference curve for perfect substitution? But la perfect substitution indifference curve shape ምን አይነት ነው ይላል። So that should be C. Straight lines. Means that for perfect substitution the indifference curve are straight lines with a negative slope indicating constant rate of substitution. Question number 57. What is the consumer equilibrium in context of indifference curve and the budget line? በbudget line እና በindifference curve context consumer equilibrium ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be A. The point where budget line and an indifference curve tangent. Means that consumer equilibrium ማለት budget line እና indifference curve tangent የሚሆንበት ቦታ equilibrium consumer equilibrium ተብሎ ይታወቃል ማለት ነው. Which means indicating highest level of satisfaction consumer can achieve a given their budget. Question number 58. Which of the following are property of indifference curve? 58ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የኢንዲፈረንስ ከርቭ ባህሪ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be A. They are negatively sloped and do not intersect each other. Means that indifference curve are negatively sloped and do not intersect, as this word contradicts the consistency of consumer preference. Question number 59. What happens to indifference curve if one of the goods is useless? አንድ እቃው ከስራ ውጭ ከሆነ indifference curve ምን ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be A. It become vertical. Means that if one of goods is useless, the indifference curve become vertical, indicating that only useful goods contribute to the consumer satisfaction. Question number 60. Which of the following is the shape of indifference curve for perfect complement? La perfect complement indifference curve ምን አይነት ሼፕ ይኖራል ይላል። ከሚከተሉት ምን አይነት ሼፕ ይኖራል ይላል። So that should be C. Right angles. Means that for perfect complement indifference curve take shape of right angles, indicating that the goods are consumed in fixed proportions. Question number 61. What does vertical intercept of budget line represent that can be purchased? Budget line ላይ vertical intercept ካለ ይሄ ደግሞ ማክፈል የሚከፈለው purchased ሊሆን የሚችለው ከሚከተሉት የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be B. The maximum amount of good y. Means that a vertical intercept of budget line represents the maximum of amount of goods of y that can be purchased when all consumer income is spent on the good y. Question number 62. Which of the following is effect on budget line if the price of goods increase ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ሁለቱ እቃዎች ዋጋቸው ከጨመረ ባጀት ላይ ምን አይነት ጉዳት ይኖራል ይላል so that should be a it shifts to the left means that if the price of both goods increase the budget line shifts to the left indicating that consumer can now afford less of both goods question number 63 what happens to budget line if the price of one good is decrease የአንድ እቃ ዋጋ ከቀነሰ ባጀት ላይኑ ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be D it become flatter means that if the price of one good is of one of the goods decrease the budget line become flatter indicating that consumer can now afford one more of the cheaper goods question number 64 what happens to budget line if the consumer income increases የኮንሱመሮች ገቢ ከጨመረ budget line ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be B it shifts to the right means that if the consumer income increases budget line also shifts to the right indicating the consumer can now afford more of both goods question number 65 what does horizontal intercept of budget line represent that can be purchased horizontal intercept to budget line ላይ purchased የሚሆነው ምን represent ያደርጋል ይላል so that should be A the maximum amount of good acts means that the horizontal intercept of budget line represents the maximum amount of good acts that can be purchased when all consumer income is spent on good acts question number 66 what does parallel shift of budget line indicate parallel shift to budget line ካለ ይሄ ምን indicate ያደርጋል ወይ ምን ያሳያል ይላል so that should be a change in consumer income means that parallel shift of budget line indicates change in consumer income an increase in income shifts budget line to the right while decrease shift to the left question number 67 what does the long run refers to in economics economics ውስጥ long run ምን refer ያደርጋል ይላል so that should be C a period in which all input are variable means that the long run is a period sufficient for all input of to be variable meaning a firm can change quantity of all inputs question number 68 which of the following is the formula of average product ከመከተሉት የaverage product formula የሆነ የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be C average product is equal to total price over the variable input means that the average product is calculated by dividing total product by quantity of variable input question number 69 in the short run which type of cost remain constant short run ውስጥ ከመከተሉት የትኛው ወጪ ኮንስታንት ሊሆን ይችላል ይላል so that should be B fixed cost means that in short run fixed cost remain constant regardless the level of output question number 70 what does positively sloped angle curve indicate positively slope የሆነው angle curve ምን ያሳያል ይላል so that should be A superior goods means that a positively sloped angle curve indicates normal or superior goods meaning more goods are purchased at higher level of income question number 71 what happens to price consumption curve if the price of goods increase የእቃዎች ዋጋ የሚጨምር ከሆነ price consumption curve ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be D the price consumption curve rotates around the vertical intercept means that if the price of goods increase the price consumption curve rotates around the vertical intercept budget line of the budget line question number 72 what happens to consumer purchasing power when price of commodity decreases የእቃ ዋጋው የሚቀንስ ከሆነ price commodity የሚቀንስ ከሆነ የእቃው ዋጋዎች የሚቀንስ ከሆነ consumer purchasing power ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be A it increases means that የእቃዎቹ ዋጋ የሚቀንስ ከሆነ ሰዎቹ የሚገዙበት ፍላጎት ይጨምራል ማለት ነው means that when price of commodity decrease the consumer purchasing power increase allowing them to buy more goods and service question number 73 what happens to marginal product when it reaches maximum marginal product maximum point ከደረሰ ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be B it starts to decline means that once marginal product reaches its maximum it begins to decline due to the law of diminishing returns. Question number 74. Which of the following is fixed input in short run? Short run ውስጥ ቋሚ input የሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be C, machinery. Means that machinery is typically considered as fixed input in short run because its quantity cannot be easily adjusted. Question number 75. What is the formula of marginal product? Marginal product formula የሆነው ከሚከተሉት የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be B, marginal product is equal to a change in total price over change in quantity. Means that marginal product is change in total product resulted from additional one or more unit of variable input. Question number 76. Which of the following is example of variable input? ከሚከተሉት የቫሪያብል ኢንፑት የሆነው ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be C, unskilled labor. Means that variable inputs such as unskilled labor can be quickly adjusted to respond to change in input. Question number 77. What happens when variable input is too small to efficiently run the fixed input? Variable input በጣም ትንሽ ከሆነ efficiently run fixed input ከሆነ ይሄ variable input ምን ይሆናል ይላል? So that should be D, the fixed input is underutilized. Means that when the variable input is too small, the fixed input is underutilized and lead to inefficiency. Question number 78. Which of the following stage of production is efficient and preferable? ከሚከተሉት stage of production efficient እና preferable የሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል? So that should be B, stage 2. Means that stage 2 is efficient and preferable. Stage of production as additional input contribute positively to the total product and marginal product of variable input is declining but positive. Question number 79. What happens to the total product curve when number of workers exceed the optimal level? የሰራተኞቹ ቁጥር በጣም ከጨመረ ቶታል ፕሮዳክቱ ምን ይሆናል ይላል? So that should be C, the total product curve declines. Means that when the number of workers exceed the optimal level, the total product curve declines due to the overcrowded and unfavorable working condition. Question number 80. When marginal product curve is 0, what is the state of total product curve? Marginal product to 0 ከሆነ total product curve ምን ይሆናል ይላል? So that should be B, total product is at its maximum. Means that when the marginal product is 0, total product curve is at its maximum, indicating no additional output is gained by adding more labor. Question number 81. What type of isoquant assume limited substitution between input? የትኛው isoquant assumption limited substitution between assume የሚያደርገው የትኛው አይነት isoquant ነው ላል? So that should be C, connect isoquant. Means that connect isoquant assume limited substitution between input with substitutions possible only at a specific point. Question number 82. When isoquant are linear, what does it indicate about labor and capital? isoquant linear ከሆነ ስለ ላቦር እና ስለ ሰው ኃይል እና ስለ ካፒታል ምን ያሳያል ይላል? So that should be B, they are perfect substitutes. Means that linear isoquant indicates that labor and capital can be substituted for each other perfectly. Question number 83. Which of the following is not property of isoquant? 83ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት የአይሶኳንት ፕሮፐርቲ ያልሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል? So that should be C, they can be thick. Means that isoquant must be thin. Thick ማሆን አይችሉም ማለት ነው to ensure efficiency at every point on the curve. Question number 84. What shape do isoquant take when input are perfect complement? ኢንፑቶቹ ፐርፌክት ኮምፕሊመንት ከሆኑ isoquant shape ምን ይሆናል ይላል? So that should be B, L-shaped. Means that when input are perfect complement, isoquant are L-shaped, indicating no substitutability between inputs. Question number 85. What does the term capital intensive refers to? Capital intensive ምን represent ያደርጋል ይላል? So that should be B, the production process that use more capital than labor. Means that capital intensive refers to the production process that depend on more on capital than labor. Question number 86. Why does marginal rate of substitution does as more labor is used in place of capital? Marginal rate of substitution ለምን ይቀንሳል? ሰውል in place of capital ከተጠቀምነው ለምን ይቀንሳል ይላል። So that should be D, law of diminishing marginal returns. Means that marginal rate of substitution decrease because of law of diminishing marginal returns, which states that productivity additional unit of input decrease as quantity of input decreases. Question number 87. What is indicated by point below lower rigid line on the isocant map? Isocant map ላይ lower rigid line below point ላይ ያለው ፖይንቱ ከዛ በታች ያለው ምን ያሳያል ይላል። So that should be D, marginal product of labor is negative. Means that the point below lower rigid line implies that marginal product of labor is negative. Question number 88. Which of the following is characteristics of a smooth convex isocant? ከሚከተሉት የስሙዝ እና ኮንቬክስ isocant ባህሪያው ነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be B, decreasing rate of substitution. Means that the smooth and convex isocant has a decreasing marginal rate of substitution as we move from the top to bottom along the isocant. Question number 89. What type of line represent product line with variable input? ከሚከተሉት የትኛው ላይን አይነት ፕሮዳክት ላይ እና ቫሪያብል ኢንፑት ጋራ ያለው የትኛው ይላል ሪፕሬዘንት የሚያደርገው? So that should be A, straight line through the origin. Means that a product line representing variable input is a straight line through the origin, indicating that both factors can vary. Question number 90. Which of the following region of production is considered efficient? ከሚከተሉት የፕሮዳክሽን ሪጅን ሆኖ ኤፊሽንት ተብሎ የሚወሰድ የትኛው ይላል? So that should be A, inside the rigid line. Means that the efficient region of production is inside the rigid lines where marginal product of the factor are positive but decreasing. (91) What is indicated by point above upper rigid line on the isocant map? isocant map ላይ upper rigid line ያለው point ምን ያሳያል ይላል? So that should be D, marginal product is of capital is negative. Means that point above the upper rigid line implies that the marginal product of capital is negative. Question number 92. What does it mean if the degree of homogeneity is less than 1? Degree of homogeneity ከአንድ በታች ነው ማለት ይሄ ምን ማለት ነው ይላል? So that should be B, decreasing return to the scale. Means that if homogeneity is less than 1, the production function exhibits decreasing return to the scale. If homogeneity is equal to 1, we have constant return to the scale. If homogeneity is greater than 1, increasing return to the scale. Question number 93. What is the goal of firm in context of optimal input combination? በኦፕቲማል ኢንፑት ኮምቢኔሽን ዋነኛው ኮንቴክስት ጎሉ ምንድነው ይላል? So that should be C, maximizing profit. Means that the goal of firm is to maximize profit, which is difference between revenue and the cost. Question number 94. What does the point of tangency between isocant and the isocost line represent? በአይሶኮስት እና አይሶካንት መሃል ላይ ያለው ላይን tangency point ምን ይባላል ይላል? So that should be D, the optimal combination of input. Means that the point of tangency represents optimal combination of input that maximize cost, minimize cost for a given level of output. Question number 95. If an isocant is concave to the origin, what type of solution does it imply? Isocantu origin ላይ concave ከሆነ ይሄ solution ምን imply ያደርጋል ይላል? ምን አይነት solution imply ያደርጋል ይላል? So that should be B, corner solution. Means that the concave isocant implies that corner solution where the firm would use only one input. Question number 96. In context of cost minimization, what does Lagrange method help to find? ወጪ የምንቀንስበት ኮንቴክስት ውስጥ Lagrange method ምን ለማፈለግ ይጠቅመናል ይላል so that should be D the minimum cost output means that the Lagrange method is used to find the minimum cost of producing a given level of output. Question number 97 what shape does long run total cost curve generally assume? ኮስቱ ሎንግ ራን ቶታል ላይ ከርቭ ጀነራሊ አሱም የሚያደርገው ምን አይነት ሼፕ ነው ይላል so that should be C inverse S shaped means that the long run total cost curve generally assume the inverse shape S shaped due to increase constant and decreasing return to the scale at different level of output. Question number 98 which of the following method is used to solve the optimization problem in production analysis? ከመከተሉ ሜቶዶች ውስጥ ኦፕቲማይዜሽን ፕሮብሌም ፕሮዳክሽን ሶልቭ ለማድረግ አናላይዝ የምናደርገው የትኛው ሜቶድ ተጠቅመን ነው ይላል so that should be B Lagrange multiplier method means that the Lagrange multiplier method is used to solve optimization problem by maximizing or minimizing an objective function subject to the constraint. Question number 99 what is the purpose of using Lagrange method in context of input combination? Lagrange method context of input combination ውስጥ የምንጠቀመው በምን ጥቅም ነው ለምን ጥቅም ነው ይላል so that should be C to find optimal input means that the Lagrange method is used to solve optimization problem including minimizing cost maximizing output and finding the optimal input combination. Question number 100 መቶኛ ጥያቄ which of the following is necessary condition for economic efficiency? ከመከተሉት necessary condition la economic efficiency necessary condition የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be A technical efficiency means that technical efficiency is a necessary condition for economic efficiency but it is not sufficient by itself. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, subscribe, share, comment Aliyi YouTube channel. ይህንን ቪዲዮ ስለአዳመጣችሁ እጅግ አድርገን መመስግናችሁ Aliyi YouTube channel like, subscribe ያላደረጋችሁ አሁኑኑ like, subscribe በማድረግ እንደዛውም ቴሌግራም ግሩፕ ካላችሁ እዛ ላይ ሼር ማድረጉ እንዳትረሱ ለጓደኛችሁ ለእናንተ ጓደኞች ሼር ማድረጉ እንዳትረሱ ሌላ ጊዜ ሌላ ቪዲዮ እየቀርብ ድረስ መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ if you have any question or suggestion comment ስር ጻፉልኝ እንደዛውም ሁሉ ጊዜ የኔ ቪዲዮ የሚታዩበት ጊዜ VPN ከፍታችሁ ማቱ እንዳትረሱ ምክንያቱም VPN ከፍታችሁ ካያችሁ ጥሩ ኳሊቲ ያለው ቪዲዮ ስለምታገኙ VPN ከፍታችሁ እንድታዩ በአክብሮት ጠይቃችኋለሁ እንደዛውም ሐሳብ ካላችሁ ኮሜንት ስር ጻፉልኝ ሌላ ጊዜ ሌላ ቪዲዮ እየቀርብ ድረስ መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ የጥሩ የጥናት ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ ቻር ግጥማችሁ ሌላ ጊዜ ሌላ ቪዲዮ እየቀርብ ድረስ መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ thank you welcome back again.